Hey guys, today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about the 2-Rock Studio Signature. Alright, so 2-Rock Studio Signature. This is a kind of recent acquisition for me, probably, I don't know, a few months back, maybe 3 months back, something like that. Tops 4 months, so right before the summer started. But I have been kind of dreaming about getting a 2-Rock since the late 90s, to be honest. And obviously they are, pricier amps. They're in that boutique market, so it's a little bit more bread. I wasn't able to afford that as a younger musician. But as we all do, as we acquire gear, we also sell gear. And I made a video a while back with the Car Mercury V, saying that, it was the perfect amp for me. I would never sell it, and I lied. So the way I was able to get this amp was to sell a couple things. I sold my Car Mercury V, went to a good home, which I'm very happy about, because it is a fantastic amp. This is by no way, shape, or form me saying that, one amp is better than the other. I feel like this was kind of a bucket list thing for me. I just turned 40 in June, so I was like, man, you only live once, get your dream amp. So my budget is not a Sterling Signature or a Bloomfield Drive, which the Bloomfield sounds amazing, and that would be amazing to have, but I can't afford that. So the Studio Signature is kind of an evolution, kind of coming back to the original owners of 2-Rock, kind of bringing that classic reverb to a more affordable market. So this is really, the Studio Signature is kind of a baby version of the custom reverb that everybody knows and loves and kind of became aware about through Continuum and through John Mayer and his signature model and all that jazz. So as you might know, the predecessor to this amp was, when it was with Premier Builders Guild, it was the Studio Pro series, so like Studio Pro 35, I believe it was, something like that. But since ownership has changed back to the original cats, they put a lot of time and effort into creating an amp that is, like I said, a smaller version, more compact, more affordable version of the custom reverb that everyone knows and loves. So, without further ado, let me jump in and just, I'll show you the faceplate, and I'll walk through some tones and just kind of give you guys a lay of the land of, what I dig about this amp. All right? All right, folks. Try to do the best we can today with the audio on this. We're going to be going through a 57 into Pro Tools. So here's a clean tone on the neck pickup. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about this front panel. Right here we have obviously the input, so you want to plug in your guitar there, folks. If you don't know, now you know. Anyway, moving forward with my dad jokes. So here is the gain channel. It's not a high gain amp, so don't buy this amp if you're looking for something that's going to be, ready for a hair metal. This is not the amp for you. If you want something that's low gain, just on the edge of that breakup world that we all like, kind of in the blues fusion type of arena, then you're going to dig this amp. So we got gain, then we have 3 toggle switches, bright, mid, and deep. Usually I just leave the mid one engaged, and that's kind of like, this is how I like it usually. Alright, so that's usually how I keep it. Next to that, we've got our 3-band EQ. We got treble, middle, bass. Right after that, reverb. Beautiful, beautiful reverb on this thing. Got a master and a presence. This amp is 35 watts. It is a loud 35 watts. You can see I'm in my studio right now. The master is not up that high. I have it just barely opened up. And it's in the room. In the room, it's pretty loud. So let me just go through a little bit here, and I'll show you just how effective, you know, this gain knob is. So let me back the gain down. Pull it all the way up. Big range. Okay, so down pretty low, right around 10 o'clock. You can see, got a nice little. You can get this amp pretty clean, and I haven't touched the master. So if we want to turn the master up a bit, because the gain's down. Some jazz gigs with this thing. Alright, I'm going to back the master down just a little bit, start to bring this up. It's around 12 o'clock. Sloppy today. So anyway, that is, you know, kind of more cleanish. I keep it here, right around here, because I want a little bit of bite when I dig in. So I'm on the bridge pickup right now. So that's about where I keep it. Treble, middle, bass, you can hear, I'm just going to strum one chord and I'll move each of those knobs so you can see just how effective those knobs are. I'm still on the neck pickup right now. So right around there is when you really, right around that 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Is where that treble control becomes alive. Let's check out the middle. Per usual, when you crank that mid, there feels like a lot more output and a lot more gain, which is normal for a good amp like this. So. Bass. So this amp has a lot of bass, and I will say that this cabinet is a cabinet to be trifled with as far as like all the other cabinets that I've played through. This thing's a 112 cabinet. It's a little bit deeper, and I talked to a few friends, and they were all mentioning, people who already have 2 rocks, and they were saying, don't worry about getting a 212, because that was my original goals. I wanted a 212, because I already have another 112 cabinet that I use with a different head. But they said, you don't need the 212. Trust me. The 112 puts out a lot of sound. It's got a lot of low end. It's very defined, and I would 100% agree with that synopsis from my buddies. So don't worry about spending the extra money on the 212 unless you really want that. This is plenty loud enough, and it is a beautiful sounding cabinet. All right, let's move on. I don't want to make this video too long. Reverb. All right, you can make this sucker dry. Who wants a dry sound though, right? When you got this beautiful reverb on tap. I usually keep it around here, I think. Gorgeous. Crank it up to 12. Get it a little bit more. I'm turning it 3 o'clock. All right, turn it all the way up. It's a killer reverb. Love it. All right, master, you guys know what that does. Presence. I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. Start to feel it in right there. Cool. That's what that does. Okay, so I'm gonna flatten these out, put one of these in each at a time. All right, mids. I usually leave the mid on. Just to give you a heads up too, I mean, this amp works great with pedals. Sometimes I just engage a boost pedal like the Mjolnir from Mythos Pedals. Alright, but most of the time I just use that to just push it over the edge for some solos if I want some more girth for the clean tone solos. But yeah, man, this amp, for the money on the market, as far as I'm concerned, is money well spent. I love it. I love the options that you can get this amp in. I wish I would have waited to get that brown suede looking thing that you see a lot of people using out there. But I love this cream look and the grill cloth and everything. It's a killer looking amp and a killer sounding amp. So anyway, guys, 2Rock Studio Signature. Do yourself a favor, head to a dealer, check one out, and I'll see you next time.